Good morning, everyone. Yes, I'm so excited because it's Tuesday, and that means it's Twin Flame Tuesday with Gabrielle. Good morning, Gabrielle.
Good morning, love. Grand rising, love.
Yes. I've already been serenading you because you saw a wren nest, and so I've been singing Anne Murray this morning already. You've already been serenaded.
I know.
And I'm in party mode because this evening is my little birthday bash. My mom is still here, so
Yes, I can't wait.
so I'm already wound up, and we haven't even got started. But that's usual Tuesday mornings for us because
Yes.
we love Tuesdays because we get to hang out together and we get to talk twin flame, which is, of course, such a huge topic because there are so many twins incarnate right now to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet and to be the model for how all relationships are supposed to be, because it is the model for our relationship with the universe to begin with. And so, that said, one of our first things is I believe we still have people saying, how do y'all know this twin flame thing is real? So, girl, just take off on that. I just want to hear you tell everybody how in the world we know. We know that we know that we know. So,
well,
yeah.
when you know, you know.
You know, you know.
When you know, you know. Well, first and foremost, it's a inner knowing. It's an inner knowing that you can't really describe. It really doesn't. You don't really have human terminology words for it. You could have been in other relationships before in the past, and you could have been in relationships where you really were obsessed with this person, but it's not an obsession. This is a deep soul knowing, and the reason why there is because it rings true within our collective consciousness. If you look at several different religions, it talks about the divine, feminine, and masculine. In Christianity, you talk about Adam and Eve. And that is our whole blueprint of this existence. Our creator is divine, feminine, and masculine equally. So this is just the blueprint that we're living out of our creator energy when we became fragmented into this reality. So it's definitely real. It's definitely a feeling and knowing, and everything that we have collectively said about the union rings clear. You can hear truth in anything. You will be able to hear what is ego based, what is human based, and what is actually soul driven knowledge that is leading you back to yourself.
Yes. I think it's like one of those things where you really don't have to prove it to anyone, but it is something that perhaps you kind of have to experience for yourself, maybe sometimes, to believe it, because it is really easy to think that you understand and that you know, because everybody has been in a relationship and everybody has experienced first love, and so they think, oh, it's like first love, it's new love, and of course the world has told us that love is all chemical, which of course it's not. And so there are so many myths like that. There are so many lies that we have been told, such bad programming centered around relationships anyway, that which is part of why Twin Flame is here, is to pull us out of those bad paradigms about relationship. Not that Twin Flame is new, but why it has become so predominant at this point in history. And so until people come into their own twin flame union, which may be this incarnation, maybe not, but a very good chance it is this incarnation. Until people come into their own twin flame situation, until they come across their own twin flame and experience themselves, it's not our jobs to convince them, for one thing, because it's never our jobs to convince. It's not even our jobs to convince our twin flame that they're our twin flame, because it's not our jobs to convince anyone of anything. We have to accept people at whatever level of consciousness they are. So for those who aren't sure that twin flame is real, okay, I accept them at what they believe and but I also want to be, I want my level of consciousness about the fact that I'm sure that it is real to be accepted. And so I think we just have to ask for mutual respect there and just say, we know that we know, because just like until you've tasted chocolate, you can't know what chocolate tastes like. Until you have had the world's best coffee, you don't know that it's better than the other coffee you've been having. Until, you may have been in the best relationship you've ever thought that you've ever had. Until you've been in twin flame, you don't know. And so I can't prove to you that twin flame exists, But when you step into your twin flame relationship, you will know that you know that you know. And you will try to tell yourself, this isn't real. This can't be right. This is, you will try to talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Probably. You
You will,
will,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's an inner knowing. It's a feeling like home again. That's why I try to. It's
Oh,
like when I tell my clients, I'm like, it feels like home again. It feels like I've been searching. My soul has been searching, searching, searching for all these different partners, all these different people. But then it's like, oh wow, I've arrived at home.
right. And it doesn't necessarily start as a romantic thing. You meet this person and it's like, I'm supposed to do something with that person. Or there's just something about that person that I just want to talk to that person. I just want to be around that person. I just want to spend time with that person. I just want to, and you don't even know why,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's not it's just, oh, I just want to be in that person's energy.
yeah, yeah.
That energy is the most comfortable energy I've ever been in. And it's not a codependent thing. It's not I have to have their energy or I'm not complete, but I am a better me in that energy. My energy is exponential when I'm in their energy. When their energy and my energy, oh, I think there you are, you're back.
Okay.
When our energy is intermingled or commingled or interdependent, when we have the 1 + 1 = 3 going, when we have this dimension of relationship going, I'm exponential. I'm better when their energy is around. And so, we've had that in our lives, like with our best friend and all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay, put that on steroids, and
yeah.
then you're starting to understand twin flame.
This twin flame. Yes, you are.
You're getting kind of close to kind of sort of what it's like.
And the feeling, and the emotion is mutual. It's mutual. Even if you all are going through the runner chaser phase and all that stuff, the feeling is still there. And I always tell people is that you always want the highest good for this person,
Oh,
regardless if this person is with you or not. You still want to see the highest outcome, and they will mutually feel the same way for you as well. So
yeah.
it's an equal energy exchange. Even though if you all have a lot of traumas and a lot of things that shadows you haven't faced yet that can cause you all to be in this dynamic of push and pull, it's still a mutual energy. Even if sometimes you're doing things to hurt one another, like cheating and stuff like that, it's still another mutual energy of saying, like, I really shouldn't be doing this because I know I'm hurting this person. I want the best for them. So let me pull my energy back. So it's still a mutual understanding in the energy regards there. It just really it just is.
You could even be in, because and too often I think in our world we we say and do things that make it sound like, oh, you should never feel the hurt that someone inflicts upon you, and
Yeah,
that's not true. We should feel our feels.
yeah,
I think we really need to, that what we shouldn't do is stay in the energy of feeling them. That's the problem, is when we don't let that energy pass through, when we don't work through them, when we don't move through them. The problem is stuck energy.
yeah,
Not and it's equally a problem if we don't let ourselves feel the energy, because then the energy is there and it's stuck anyway. So when you have something that you're feeling, don't deny it. Don't be super spiritual and go into the spiritual denial. Oh well, I'm above that. I'm not feeling it. Yes, you
yeah,
are.
yeah.
It's
No
just
spiritual
this.
bypass. Yeah.
Yeah, no spiritual bypassing.
Yeah.
Right. So when that person has hurt you, and they will hurt you, and you will hurt them, because we all do it, but
Yeah.
you and your twin will hurt one another for sure. But even when they've hurt you and you are really smarting and you're working through that energy, something will happen in their world and it'll be like, they didn't hurt me. Okay, they did, and you're still feeling it maybe even, but you are right there, Johnny on the spot, energy for them, emotion for them, etc., because they're you, and you can't help but be, and it's not, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, which we'll get to a little later in this. But what if, Gabrielle, all of this is true? We know it's true,
Yeah.
but what if the other person never acknowledges that it's twin flame?
Well, that goes back to we cannot make people. First of all, these are terminologies.
They're
These are
terms.
terminologies that we try to understand the energy about ourselves. So that's what we have words. It's where words is what makes tells you I'm a human. That's what
Right,
tells you this is a cat over here. Different terminologies.
right.
So we can't force people to believe the different terminologies because they might not even be in that level of mindset. We cannot force them, but they can acknowledge the fact that They might be saying to themselves, well, it's something different about this person. I can't put my finger on it, but it's something different. That's something different. That's something that call, that pull, follow that pull. And that's the only thing that you can do is hold yourself in vibrational alignment and give them space to be able to follow their internal guidance, which is one and the same.
Absolutely. And that is just like, it's just the personification of an energy. Yeah. The word twin flame is just like archangel or angel is a personification of an energy, of a dimension of energy.
Yeah.
Just like unicorns, dragons, all the things we talk about are the personifications of a dimension of energy. Just like the cat that just went by you, we give it a name, you know. Okay, so they don't want to call it twin flame. Okay, don't call it twin flame. Just call it, I'm the hottest thing you've ever seen, and you can't live without me. I'll take that.
I know, right?
I'll take that. I mean, that works.
Yeah, that works. That works too.
That'll work too. I mean, we don't have to get locked into, oh my God, my twin flame, he wants to be with me, but he doesn't want to call me twin flame. Okay. Don't get wrapped up in the word. Yeah, don't get wrapped up in the word.
And that is completely correct. Don't get wrapped up in the terminology, the words. And we have to learn how to, especially when we become more aware in general, we have to learn how to dissect words as well, because words have a lot of power and meaning behind them. They are words, but they have a lot of power and meaning behind them. So what I mean by that is that your awareness is key to everything. Like when we got on this morning and said good morning, like I'm reprogramming that in my conscious mind, because I'm like, what is good about morning something? You know what I mean? That is a program within itself. So I rewired my programming by saying grand rising, because I'm waking up to my rising, to my abundance. So it's just different terminologies. If you want to consider it twin flame, you can consider it twin flame, divine feminine and masculine, if you want to call it that. If you want to, whatever it is, it's still the same energy. It's all about energy first and foremost.
It is about the fact that this is your energetic counterpart, your divine counterpart, your the person. This is a person that lights you up. Why they light you up, what energetic assignment of terminology we want to give it, really doesn't matter, because we are here to be, feel, and experience our highest and best good. And so maybe if we didn't put, it helps to know and to know how to maneuver, but maybe if we didn't assign the name to it, maybe for some there wouldn't be so much pressure and it would be easier. For some, it's easier to know and to know, okay, so I need to handle it this way energetically. But the truth is, we should handle every relationship the same energetically. So maybe for some, it would be easier if they didn't know. Maybe if they just, oh my gosh, that person lights me up like no one else ever has, and they just took the pressure off. Maybe that would be easier.
And I think so. And I'm glad you said that. I think so, because another thing that happens too in the direction, people hear the term twin flame and they get hooked into the word. They get hooked into the word, and then they're on this search looking for my twin flame. Do not go looking for your twin flame. I'm going to say that right now. Do not, and especially if you have not done any work or anything, because if you're doing the work, or even if you're not doing the work, if it's meant for you to find each other, divine timing will align you guys to find each other. It doesn't matter where you are, whatever, divine timing will align it. So don't ever go searching for your twin flame. Your twin flame, you all will vibrate in the frequency to find each other. Me and my twin flame, we were staying in the same area for years and never bumped into each other that I can consciously be aware of, And at one point in time, I was talking about moving to Florida when I was in college. So I would have never met him if I would have moved in, but Spirit had another way. Spirit, I stayed here for a reason. So don't ever worry about whatever moves am I making. Am I going to meet my twin? It's not about you searching for your twin. You all will vibrate towards each other. But it's very important to do the internal work, because if you're not doing the internal work when you and that twin meet, then you all will have more chaotic energy to work through than more of that relaxing energy to work through.
Well, it is, our existence here is totally about us being in our vibrational frequency we're here to be in anyway.
Yeah.
So if you have gotten the hit, or if you're just sure or whatever, that my divine counterpart is here, and you really, that's what you want, is to be with your divine counterpart. The quantum leap to that is get yourself in vibrational frequency.
Yes.
And the truth of the matter is, you really don't want to find that divine counterpart or to be with that divine counterpart until they're ready anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you're not in alignment, it's harder.
Yes.
But that kind of takes us to the next part. We're never going to be in perfect alignment because we are only so much of our energy can be in this body. And so, and there is, and we're all pulling on one another's energy, et cetera, et cetera. So we're never in perfect alignment. So you also can't wait until you're in perfect alignment, until all your ducks are in a row. If you wait until all your ducks are in a row, you're never going to be in a relationship. So you can't do that.
Yeah.
So what we have to understand is get yourself, though, into the best you that you can be so that when the relationship does come, you're strong enough that no matter what their energy is, they don't pull you out of being you, but actually you're so in alignment that you help bring their vibrational frequency to where it needs to be. That's the key.
Yes.
That's the key, is that you don't get so, because I can guarantee you this. You may know that you're twin flame. You may know it. You may teach twin flame. You may write twin flame. You may live and breathe twin flame to help other people. But then when you're in the same room with them, I guarantee you're not thinking, and so I'm with my twin flame and this, that word doesn't even come to your mind. All that comes to your mind is just the regular stuff that, and it's like 2 days later and you're like, oh, that was a twin flame thing. I live and breathe this stuff. I teach it all the time. How did that? Because you're you and they're them, and you're not thinking in terms of twin flame then. And so you have to be in vibrational alignment and so strong yourself because you don't think in these terms when you're actually together.
And I want to say something about that in two parts. First, I want to hit on the part when you talked about when we're in these certain situations, we don't think about these terms. And that goes in the regards of healing as well. When I've talked and I've did several videos on TikTok, and I've explained that I've had several clients that were therapists that know this work, that are other healers as well that know this work. But a lot of times it's so hard to implement these same tools on themselves. And that's because you are so energetically aligned with the energies that are going on, that sometimes it can take you out of your zone of expertise. And you can't implement that on yourself because you're going through the emotions yourself. Your whole physical nervous system, your whole body is going through it. So it takes a lot of more work to be able to have those tools and modalities to turn on yourself. Yes. So that's the same thing in the twin flame unit. It takes more work. Even if you teach it, live it, and breathe it, when you're with your twin, to be able to identify and be like, okay, this is what's going on. Let me not get triggered, or if somebody's saying something, whatever. It takes more internal work to do that. So that's why sometimes it's so hard, even if you know any of these things, to implement it on yourself. And that was one thing I wanted to press over. So I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
You're absolutely right. That's why you have to be so strong in yourself to begin with, is that you're already just doing it naturally, because if you've got to stop and think about it, you're not going to.
Yeah. And it goes into about us holding our frequency, and that goes into any relationship. Like we talk about the twin flame relationship being the blueprint for it, but actually that goes in any relationship. And I try to get people to understand this, especially when I talk to people that are in relationship, twin flame or not relationship. They're like, well, I'm on my spiritual journey, I'm healing and doing my work, but my significant other won't change. I tell my clients this all the time. We cannot make people change. We have to have sovereignty over ourselves. We raise our own vibration. We stay in that vibration. We do all the tools and things we need to do to cultivate our vibration and stay aligned with our vibration. And one or two things will happen. These people in your life will see you walking in your vibration, setting your energetic, setting your boundaries, and walking in that energy. And one or two things will happen. They will either vibrate, their higher self will see that and want to get on board and see how that looks, and they will start moving differently and healing and doing it their own way. And then you all will come together as a union and walk together and heal together. Or they will leave out of your life, and you have to be okay with whatever decision they make, because they have sovereignty over their own self and how they want to show up. And you have to have sovereignty over your own self on what you will and will not take in your reality. So that's just it.
Right. You have to be okay with whatever way it goes. That is the thing. And that is where this whole thing about you have to be willing to let go comes from.
Yeah.
So many people hear that and think that means, well, I have to cut them off. I have to walk away from them. I have to have nothing to do with them. No, that's not what it means. What it means is you have to be strong enough that you can even initiate contact. You can be the one that makes the first move. You can be the one that does all those things. But if it doesn't go the way you wanted it to, you're still okay.
Yeah.
That's what it has to mean.
Yeah.
You're still okay.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
you can't fall back into old patterns of obsessiveness and it's hurt me and
Yeah.
I can't move on and this is all
Victim mode.
I'm
Yeah.
about. And
That's
if you fall into those, then you're not okay.
it.
And so your frequency is dropping, and that's the opposite of what we're saying. Because what we're saying is, oh, you froze it. There you are. What we're saying is your vibration is so solid. You're so solid in who you are that, okay, I'm extending this. Love can build a bridge here. I know
Yeah.
where I'm going. Do you want to come too? I know
Yeah.
I'm throwing out Judd songs like crazy, but I had no idea that Naomi Judd had died. I had no idea, and all of a sudden I start getting all these Judd songs around this, just like coming to
Yeah.
me, rushing.
Yeah.
And so I think, were you the one that told me that she died?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
No.
it was my friend Annette then. It was Annette. Well, you know Annette.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm getting all these Judd songs all of a sudden, around all the stuff. And she goes, well, Naomi died, right? And I'm like, well, I kind of didn't know, but I guess I kind of did.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But I know where I'm going. Do you want to come too? And
Yeah.
and they're welcome to come. Here's love. I'm building a bridge. But if you don't walk across it, I'm going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and that's what we have to be.
Yeah.
Is because we definitely want to extend that bridge. We want to do that
Yeah.
because that is who they are to us. But we have to be okay. So that's what the being able to let go and walk away means is you're going to be okay whether they come along with you or don't come along with you. You're not losing yourself.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that because that goes into twins and twins that passed away. That goes
That's where I was headed with it.
Yeah.
How does this apply to
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
world? Yes.
Yeah. So when our twin is not physically here anymore, like we have no choice. Like we either let this break us and take us down through here, and we live out this reality, living in suffering and pain, and can't move, and it is frozen, or we can alchemize this energy, realize the divine connection we have, and trust me, your twin is on the other side. They're going to be trying to communicate with you. You have to raise your vibration to a frequency to be able to understand it and get the intuitive hits and whatever they're sending to you. So many twins in this community that are on that level of understanding, they work with their twins like I do now. They work with their twins in union from the other side. And then there's so many twins too that twins have passed away that is locked in fear. They're locked in fear. I can't move. I don't want anyone else. And I completely understand it because after my twin passed away, I was like, I'm never dating again. Everybody was like, well, you're too young. You're just in your 30s. You're never dating again. Like, really? And I'm like, no, I'm never dating again. I'm ready to go. I wasn't suicidal or anything, but I was ready to leave this existence because he wasn't here anymore. So I completely understand the energy. I'm not saying that you're not supposed to hold space for yourself in that energy. But it goes back to you can't stay locked in that energy. And that's how you stay locked in the chaos. That's how you stay locked in the fear. That's how you stay locked in all those different energies. You need to let those energies and emotions move and flow to get to your level of healing and understanding so you can be whole and complete within yourself.
Also, this is kind of backing up a little bit, but this whole thing, your twin, because this is what happened to you. You didn't know about twin flames when your twin was alive. And so how do you accept, because we talked all about how you accept that twin flame is real when the twin is actually here to feel the emotions. So how do you know twin flame is real when your twin is actually passed and then you find out they've transitioned, they're on the other side and you've got all this, oh, and by the way, that was your twin flame.
Does
that even matter?
Yeah, well, you know what?
But why does it matter, et cetera, et cetera?
Okay, well, I'll give you a little story about how it happened for me. Like I said before, my twin was here. I didn't know we were twins, didn't know anything about it. I just knew it was this feeling. It was something different about this person. We both could agree on that. We would spend hours with each other, just talking up late at night, talking in physical person or on the phone, just never have a dull moment with each other. So I knew it was something different about this person. I would legitimately lay down my life for this person, and he would do the same thing. Even though we had our trauma and chaos that was in the mix as well. But after he passed away, started getting these signs. Started getting these signs from him, realizing that I was communicating with him, not even knowing that I had been a medium all my life. It's just I shut it down because of the trauma and stuff. But after that, after he passed away, it shook my reality, shook my soul, and all this stuff started flowing back into me. So I started communicating with him and stuff like that. Then I had a scare, at first I was like, this scare is gonna stop me. But then I was like, my higher self was like, no, you have to alchemize this, transmute this, and I started back communicating with him, and then angels and everything like that. But to make a long story short, he led me on this journey of discovering. Like, I was aware, I was open to learning what he was teaching me. I knew he was guiding me in different areas. All of a sudden, these twin flame groups started popping up, twin flame stuff. Then I go down the rabbit hole. I'm looking like, oh wow, so this explains this dynamic. This explains, and then while I'm talking to him, he's like, yeah. But that didn't make it all easy as well, because I had to go through a lot of the emotions and chaos that we had built within each other when we were here. I had to go through those, scream it out, yell it out, get mad and get upset, let those emotions pass through because they were inside of me. Let those emotions pass through.
You can do the spiritual bypass. You
Yes,
can deny them. You can leave them stuck.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave them stuck, which we're going to get to that
Yes.
astrologically here in a bit. You couldn't leave them stuck.
Yes, you leave them stuck, or you can face those emotions, go through it, go through the energy of it, and let them flow out, let that release.
Yes.
And so it was just like, in the beginning, I'm going to tell you, when it first happened, and I realized that we were twin flames, and I started going on this journey, and I heard a lot of twin flames that had been in the community, that's been doing this work, that was at a higher level of understanding than me. The way they used to talk, I used to be like, oh my God, that sounds a little kooky. I don't know. I'll never get to that point. And now I'm the one at that point that sounds a little kooky.
Oh, believe me, girl. Believe me. I've always been a little out there. But when I started talking all this stuff, I mean, I didn't believe in any of it, and I'm like, holy smokes, listen to yourself. And I'm like, just what to do. Just
that's why knowing yourself and your intuition and have sovereignty of yourself is so important, because you can read information and feel the truth at your core. It's not someone trying to brainwash you and tell you that this is real, this is this. You feel the truth at your core, and you trust your internal being, your internal gauge. That's why all this work, having sovereignty over yourself, is so, so important.
That is why I'm so glad I'm so clairaudient, because I literally get, that's true.
Yeah.
No, that's true. But I've had that my whole life with information, and I just thought it was my way of thinking about things.
Yeah.
And so I literally, like, there'll be stuff about twin flame on, and I'll literally get like, they'll laugh sometimes even. And it's like, are you kidding me? And I'll be like, oh, well, I kind of thought, and they're like, yeah, that's not right.
Yeah.
So the squad has a sense of humor,
Yeah.
So I love the fact that I'm so clairaudient, because it helps so much. But at the same time, I have to trust that, just like what you're saying, because it would be really easy to dismiss that. And because I did dismiss it for years, like, I really thought everybody just heard their thoughts, and it was just like, okay, I'm just thinking that. That's just me thinking that. And then the day I realized that I could feel the energies around me that match the thoughts, I'm like, holy smokes.
Yeah.
No, they're not just thoughts. These thoughts have energies that match them,
Yes.
So you have to trust those things. And then when you do, the next thing, if you want to put out the energy of trust and give me more, and I want to be higher vibrational, then you have to act on that, and that is how those gifts become stronger and stronger.
Yeah.
For those
I tell people it's like strengthening the muscle. Like, you don't work out one day and think you're going to be skinny, or think you're going to have muscles. You have to continually work out, strengthen that muscle. Your intuition is the exact same way. Your intuition is that muscle that hasn't been strengthened for so long. So many times we're living in fear and chaos. So we're living off those instinct emotions instead of that intuition emotion. And when we're learning how to switch from that instinct emotion to intuition, the intuition is a subtle voice. It's subtle, it's there. And when you learn how to trust it and believe in it and follow it, it gets stronger and stronger, but never nagging, never overpowering. It's just a knowing within yourself, a knowing within your being. So
right. And many people, the Clara feeling, like, I ignored so much of that my whole life, and they pointed it out because they said, this is a good teaching moment, please do this. And I'm like, okay. As you were saying that, I got the immediate, all the way to the solar plexus, tightening up, like, you've learned to accept the feelings in your body, stay in your power. This is truth. And stay in your power, meaning stay in your vibrational frequency that you have come up to, because power is not power over other people. It is your own energy. It is your own frequency. So many people think power is, I've got the power to do something. No, it is your personal energy. That is our power. It is your personal frequency, because when you are in your frequency, then you're putting out the energy, and what you're supposed to have comes to you. And that is your sovereignty of self. And then that is when you get what you're supposed to get. And you don't have to have power over anybody or anything else, because we don't have power over anybody or anything else anyway. And those who think they do are in illusion, which goes back to what you were saying earlier. We can't make the twin believe, whether they're on this side or that side. The transitioned twin, they can see and have access to things that we don't, because, as you say, ego and all of that is out of the way.
Yeah.
But still, it's the same thing. We have to trust our own selves.
Yeah.
And when they're here, they can be a mirror for us, and when they're on the other side, they can still be a mirror for us.
And I'm you're so right. And I'm glad you said something along the lines of when we were talking about trusting ourselves, and about power, standing in our power. The word power has so many negative connotations to it. So this goes back to the word terminology. You have to alchemize these different words. And this is the thing that I've had to work on myself, that I'm continually working on, to walk in my power, to embrace my power. A lot of time we hear the word power and we get afraid of, well, I'm a good person. I don't want to be too powerful, because what if I'm too powerful and I might hurt someone? What if I'm too powerful and this might happen, or whatever? That's because of the dogma and the programming that we have seen in our society and our consciousness, that when people do sometimes have power, they take that power and get the big head, get in their ego mind, get the big head, and try to control other people. That's not the power that we're talking about, because that's really not power. There's really lack of power, because you're trying to control and manipulate other people to believe and do what you're saying. Your power is saying that you don't have to believe or do anything that I'm saying, but I know what I'm saying is right for me, and I stand in that, and I'm embracing that, and I'm being the high vibrational being that I am, and I'm putting this off into the world. That's what I mean by standing to your power, and you can do that. You don't have to be afraid of claiming your power. And I'm so glad we brought this up, because so many people, especially when I talk to so many healers, they're so afraid to claim their power. Don't be afraid to claim it. You know what you are at your residency. You know you're not that type of person that wants to control people and do all those things. Don't let that fear of claiming your divinity stop you from stepping up to what you're supposed to be doing.
Because claiming your power means claiming your vibrational frequency.
Yeah.
That's all it means.
Yeah.
And so when you claim your vibrational frequency, that is the energy that you give off. And so it doesn't matter if your twin flame believes they're your twin flame or not. When they're around you and the energy you're putting off is, I know who I am. I know who I am. There's nothing cocky about that. There's nothing arrogant about that. Standing in your vibrational frequency and putting off the energy of, this is who I am, is mutual respect. Because all you're doing, to do that, you have to first, how do I want to be treated? And put that energy out. And then I know who I am, and put that energy out. And when you do that, they may want to deny it. They may be in denial. But as you said earlier, they're either going to come towards you because they're ready, or they're going to go the other way because the energy is too strong for them and they can't yet. And then if we are standing in our power, if we are in our vibrational frequency, then we can handle that they're not ready yet. Doesn't mean we like it, but we don't go into spiritual bypassing and deny it. We don't because then the energy gets stuck, and then we hurt.
Yeah.
Our heart hurts. We hurt. Feel it, okay, because it is rejection. Let's face it. They rejected me again.
Yeah.
But I've been rejected before. I've been rejected in other ways, and they'll get over it eventually, or they won't. And I've got other stuff to do, know. And I'm a big girl now.
I know.
I've got a song for everything, girl. And so, and that's what we have to do, and that is power. And so I think, me, I'm always changing the vernacular. I really think we just need to say, I'm standing in my frequency.
Yeah. Standing in my
We
frequency.
said that. People be, you're standing in your what? I'm in my frequency.
You're in my frequency, yeah.
I'm
And
in my frequency.
that's what everything. That's what everything. When this world around us seems to be going in chaos, seems to be things may be leaving our life or be breaking down or whatever. It's not there for us to go with that energy. The energy is just showing us certain things that is being revealed to us, and for us to either get the lesson out of it or the blessing out of it. And then, but we are still supposed to stand in our power, regardless if you are on the brink. And it was this one tarot card that I always go back to, this image on this tarot card. It's like the world is in chaos. It's like the buildings that fell off and everything. And
The
this guy,
tower.
yeah, the tower. Yeah, and he's on the
Tower.
brink of it. He's on the brink of it, but knowing that everything, because he's standing in his power. Regardless of what's going on in your reality, what's going on chaotic, you are still supposed to be able to hold your frequency. And that is what this is all about. Us being masters of our own energy, being masters of our own frequency, and not letting the external world, the external environment determine our internal frequency.
Right. I was actually supposed to have the tarot cards for this. I already got that hit when I was in the bathroom this morning, and I didn't, because I did a whole thing on the Eight of Cups and Seven of Swords about, or the Seven of Swords, where the whole Neptune Jupiter conjunction thing going on this year.
Yeah.
It's about, it can be, you can take all year, or you could do it when it's closer to the conjunction, to go and find what it is that's missing. And this goes back to what I was telling you earlier and what's going on with this astrologically right now, which is what we just talked about. So I don't see the sword, so I'm not going to keep going through and looking, but it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
There's the two swords behind, and the guy keeps looking over his shoulder, but he's got the five and he's going off. And in this one, they left all these cups to go look for the other cup. Okay. So the energy that we're in, we're getting ready to have this full moon, and we're going to have the full moon before we talk again. And so we're also in a retrograde, though.
Yes.
And we're going to have an eclipse.
Yes. So bring all those energies up.
All those energies together. All those things are about revisiting, or things that have happened in the past coming back around. And also about our shadow things, our shadow aspects, things that maybe we have not wanted to deal with. Stuck energies. They're about stuck energies also. Stuck energies.
Yeah.
All right. Anytime we have stuck energy that causes us pain of some sort, it leads to our energetic body is not functioning the way it needs to, because energy has to be moving. Energy cannot stand still. So anytime we have energy that we refuse to move, anytime we try to repress something, anytime we say, Scarlett, tomorrow is another day. No, you can't put it off till tomorrow. If it's an emotion, energy in motion, guess what? It's got to be in motion. If it's a feeling, you can't get hooked on a feeling. You got to let the feeling flow. Feelings flow. And so you have to move through them. You have to deal with them. And that's okay, because just be in your frequency and move through them. And when you do that, that's the best thing. That is the best thing for you. That is the healthiest thing for you, because all of your health is going to be better when you do that. Stuck energy is what leads to the headaches we end up having, the body pain that we end up having, all of those things. And for years, we've tried to treat all of those things. We caffeinate to vasodilate the vessels, so the blood flow goes through to make things flow, when it's really mostly the energy in motion that we need to get flowing again. And
that's why 95% of diseases are emotional based diseases.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So what they told me this morning is what this person is going to look for, and what the one with the Seven of Swords is really going to look for, is they're going to look for themselves. And self is within us. So they're not going to find it there. They're going to find it in the mirror. Well, often we look in the mirror, though, and it's distorted, because we're in a type of emotional chaos when we're looking in the mirror, or we wouldn't be going off looking, trying to find. And so what is the best mirror that we have? Now, you and I often mirror one another because our energies resonate so well together. Whoever your energy resonates well with is your best mirror.
Yes.
And we all know, whether you want to call it twin flame, whatever you want to call it, whatever relationship your energy best resonates with that is your best mirror. And so you can run from the relationships, you can go look, you can go on this long journey if you want to, but we're not meant to, we're here to be in relationship. And so what this, we can use these energies that are happening right now. We have a bucket load of energies happening right now. We've got Mercury retrograde. We're already in Neptune and Jupiter conjunction for the whole freaking year. We've got an eclipse. We've got the full moon. It's
blood moon.
A blood moon. It's Scorpio and Phoenix energy. Okay. Scorpio is about shedding our skin. Phoenix is about rising from the ashes. It is about taking off our mask. And masks are usually about hiding the things that we're not ready to deal with, that we're not ready to look at in the mirror. So we go off on a journey to find. And it's not out there.
Yeah.
We can look all around the world. Oh, that's another freaking Judd song. You've been looking around the world. It's another Judd song. I've got songs for everything. So we can use those energies to bury everything and suppress it more, which is just going to lead to more and more issues piling up. And the truth of the matter is the universe isn't letting us do it. We are beyond those days of inauthenticity because we are going to be more unhealthy, more physically miserable, all of those things. It's going to pile up and pile up and pile up on us because that is what we are in. We are in that age of, oh, no, you don't. Talk about the uncomfortable times. Talk about the tribulation times. Talk about the hard times. These are them because guess what? You have to face yourself.
Yes.
That's what this year is.
Yes.
This year is the year of You can run if you want to, but sometime this year you're going to face yourself.
Yeah.
And your twin is here, and that means you're going to see your twin too.
Yeah. And that goes back to so much. That goes back to just so much. When I talk to so many people, so many potential clients and stuff like that, and they're like, I've been on this journey, this healing journey for a while, but then I fall off, and and then I'm getting back on. And they're like, well, I hate it because I'm living in so much chaos. You're living in so much chaos because you're not facing those wounds, those shadows, those things that are coming to the light, that are coming to the surface that need to be looked at and healed. And the reason, the best example I give so many people is that think about an infection. You get cut, you get an infection. The wound does not heal if it's infected. It will not heal. All that gunk has to come up, has to rise to the surface, has the pus and everything has to rise to the surface. And then once it starts to clean it starts to healing. That's how these emotions are. When you're going through you have to legitimately go through it. You can't spiritual bypass. You can't drink it away. You can't eat it away. You can't smoke it away. You can't do none of those things of it away. You have to go through those emotions, sit with those emotions, hold space for yourself, love yourself in the process while you're feeling these different emotions. Let them come up, let them move, let the energy and motion move. And once you have that big release, you will be able to feel it. You feel lighter. You feel like you just laid a shitload of stuff on the ground, and live in that frequency and claim back in your frequency of divinity of being able to do what you need to do, holding your power. That's what you're doing. You're holding your power. So we're going to go through these different emotions, these different things, but they're not meant to be suppressed and put back inside of us or just pushed to the side or buried it with something, because you're going to be in so much chaos and you're wondering why life is so chaotic. Nothing is going right for you, and all these different things. It's because you're not facing the wounds that are keeping you trapped in this emotional turmoil.
And you don't have the energetic bandwidth for the life you want.
Yeah.
It's like, I want this in my life. I want that in my life. I want to do this. I want to do that. Or I always seem rushed. I never seem to have enough time, et cetera, et cetera. It's because all of these things, you are fragmented and they're taking your energy.
Yeah. This
takes your energy.
Yes.
And look at all this that you've got. And this is all that's within you. This is not the old stuff. The way we teach this with tarot, the way we talk about with tarot is you're walking away from all of this stuff that you've already built. Well, no, for this particular, because we're both intuitive readers, for this particular one, no, this is all that is within you, and you're walking away from yourself because you don't want to look at yourself for this one little part that you need to heal, this part that you've been masking, this part that you're running from. You're running from yourself because you're not ready to face that part of yourself yet. And why?
You're running from your own blessing. You're running from your own whatever it is. Like people, and I've heard someone that said this too. We manifest so backwards, especially when we first learn about manifesting and stuff like that. Learn about the laws of attraction, all this good stuff, which is wonderful. But it's really about getting in tune with yourself and knowing yourself and letting go of the energies that are keeping you stuck from receiving this abundance, whatever it is, a relationship or whatever it is, the energies that are keeping you stuck from receiving that. You have to go in and face those energies. And when you face those energies, that's when the blessings and everything start to flow into your life, because you have alchemized that pain into pleasure, into purpose, into your highest being, and you've integrated those emotions and wounds to become a part of yourself, and now you're whole. Soul retrieval, that's what shamans do. Soul retrieval.
Yeah, you've asked for this.
Yeah.
And it's within you, it's here. And yet, oh, no, that can't be right, because that means I've got to, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to run this direction, that direction. I'm going to flit about. I'm going to come up with all these excuses, not because that can't be it.
Yeah.
That can't be it. That can't be it. And this person is going to go on this big long journey, the journey of the tarot, and then they're going to come back, and what they're going to find is that was it.
It's funny because it's always like that. When spirit has been trying to move me in certain areas of my life, and I didn't listen at the time, and then all of a sudden I get to rock bottom in the area of my life, and then it's like, this is what I had to come back to. This is what because I took myself through the long journey of going. When you look at it, you're causing more chaos and pain for yourself by going through this long journey than just sitting there and identifying and sitting with it and dealing with the emotions, feeling those emotions in that moment and letting those emotions pass. But instead, you're rather go on this whole journey of no, let me do it this way, let me do it that way, until you still ended up back at self.
Well, and we get caught up in this whole. Also, we have this thing of I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
And we even have even those of us who's like, the universe isn't going to tell me how to do it.
Yeah. The inner toddler.
The inner toddler. Well, and we get, if our twin has passed or somebody has passed, whether you believe it's your twin or not, so we're angry with them. And so we're not going to, or hurt or whatever. And so, no, I'm not going to listen to that. Or they're alive and they're here. And it's like, no, they've hurt me so much. I'm not going to give in to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
And we're hurting ourselves. And so, and you're right, we do have to go through the emotion of it. We do have to do the shadow work. That is shadow work. Yeah. But it's about reintegrating that energy into ourselves. And there is a quantum leap for that. Yeah. And if you'd like, it's up to you. If you'd like, we could do a short meditation on that if you'd like.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Because there is a quantum leap for that. Okay. And the quantum leap for it is the fastest way to get back to your frequency. We're supposed to be in the frequency of unconditional love. That is what we were created in. So what the problem is that we are not loving ourselves. We are not forgiving. We're not forgiving ourselves for whatever part we had in it, even if the part is that we're just refusing to look and feel and go with what we know we need to do. Or so just forgive everything, raise those vibrational frequencies up, whatever they are, and then pull them back to you and stop putting energy into that. Put the energy into the present and into the now. Stand in your power, and then love can build a bridge. You'll know where you're going, and whether it's about twin flame or whatever, the energy you'll put out is, I know where I'm going. Do you want to come too? And all the frequencies that match yours will come too. And the ones that don't match yours will either raise up, match yours, and come to. And that is the beacon we are meant to be. That is the beacon we are meant to be. Mm-hmm. And so that's what the meditation will do, is simply release everything by going straight from releasing all the unforgiveness straight up to unconditional love and pulling our energy to ourselves. And that's the quantum leap for it all. Okay. And then we can integrate all the shadow and just forgive ourselves for all of it, because unforgiveness is the opposite of unconditional love. Mm-hmm. So just pull yourself into that frequency and you got it. So, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. So close your eyes. And see yourself surrounded by golden white light, unconditional love. Breathe it in into the heart space. Let it fill every cell of your beingness. And exhale and feel your aura, the field of energy around you, becoming stronger and stronger and denser with more and more of this unconditional love, holding you tightly like a glove, like a warm blanket, soft and gentle, forming a circle. Breathe it in again and exhale and feel the expansiveness of it. You're breathing it in from without, from source, from the universe, because everything is made of this tapestry, this wonderful symphony of unconditional love that everything comes from and you're a part of. Exhale it out and feel that energy around you becoming more and more in harmony, more and more harmonious. Feel yourself becoming more and more in alignment. One more time. Breathe it in. Hold it in every part of your beingness. Acknowledge every cell of your body filled with unconditional love, Christ's light. Feel the light shining down upon you. And exhale. Now you're sitting in a huge circle, a huge field, your energetic field of unconditional love. We have all these energies in flux right now. We have more energies coming into flux. Whatever you're dealing with, whether it's twin flame, whatever past energies are coming into play now. We don't want to spiritually bypass them. We don't want to leave these energies stuck. We don't want to repress them further. We want to quantum leap all of that. So acknowledge them. You don't have to go deep into them, just acknowledge them. Now forgive everything about it. Yourself, whatever role you may have played, even if it's that you suppressed them or let the energy get stuck. Forgive everyone involved. Forgive everything about it. If it's societal programming, if it's that someone did something to you, if it's childhood, if it's ancestral, doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter if you understand what happened or remember what happened. Just forgive it all. And set the intention that whatever it is that has been holding me back, keeping me stuck, that keeps me in this loop that I'm revisiting at this time, whatever shadow aspects are revealing themselves to me, I wish to raise that vibrational frequency up to my frequency that I'm here to feel, be, and experience, to what my heart space knows, to this vibrational frequency of unconditional love that I'm sitting in now. Release it all. And then take this transmuted energy, breathe it in and pull it to you, to the here and now. Claim sovereignty over self, reclaim your energy. Call yourself back to yourself. Across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, dimensions, and incarnations, past, present, and future. all energies in perfect alignment with the vibrational frequency you're here to be in now. Now breathe in again the unconditional love. Exhale. Now breathe in through your third eye and exhale and see a bright light at your third eye. If you don't see it, just imagine it there. That's good enough. Now envision taking all of this energy, everything that you've released and that you've transmuted, that you've brought into your frequency, your power, that you've reclaimed, feeling into your heart space and this energy of unconditional love, this frequency that is you, the one and only you. What is it you want to feel? What do you want to be? What do you want to experience? See yourself doing that for yourself. Then see yourself putting that energy out into the world. And who does that attract in? What does that attract in? All this energy that you've reclaimed, the frequency that you now are in, all the power that you have brought back and put into the right frequency, and that you have now built a bridge into the universe. Who, what are you attracting back in? See it clearly. Now breathe that in. Exhale out through the root chakra, grounded to Mother Earth. Then breathe back up to the heart space. And so it is, and so it is, and so it shall be.
Ooh, that was powerful.
Thank you.
Loved it.
So, girl, wrap us up. What do we need to talk about now?
Okay, well, I have a lot going on. So, one of the things, I just received my link today about the competition to start make voting. Ooh, that energy. I'm just really taking in all those good energies for the meditation. So, so to start make voting. If you haven't voted before, you get one free vote. Since I have a new link, it might be, even if you have voted before, you might get a chance to do that one free vote as well. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that works. So go on there and look and see, because they haven't given us those details. Because it is a new link. So get over, you get one free vote to vote for me. Any additional vote is $1 per vote. And that will go to the foundation that we have in hand now. I'm not sure of the foundation that we're working with now, but I know they've been working with the Jade Foundation in the past, which was for mental health awareness. And I know one of the recent foundations was for cancer awareness and stuff like that. So these are still very good foundations that doing their part in the community to bring awareness and to bring healing and transformation in people's life. So each additional vote, that $1 will go to those foundations. So, and this right here will get your girl onto a platform to be on a TV show, to be able to make content like I do, to empower more healers to heal themselves and to take back their power, and to get our mission, our vision on a major platform. So this is what this is all about. So I have the link in the bio of this, so you can go and vote. If you have that one free vote, if not, any additional vote is $1 per vote. So that's what's going on with that. So now it's time to vote again. Let's get the momentum up.
Yes, because we know where we're going. Do you want to come too?
Yes. Yes. And this is all about raising the vibrational frequency of the consciousness, to let everyone know that who they are, for them to remind them of who they are at their core. Because the society has taught us that we to not trust ourselves, not to not know your own power. But we're bringing this vision back to life of knowing ourselves and have sovereignty over ourselves. So this is what this is all about. And then I have my program. I have a new program that I'm working on. You will have one free call with me at the end. It's a self-paced program. This is all about protecting your energy, learning how to set boundaries, energetically and physical boundaries, learning how to protect your energy from outside forces, lower vibrational entities and beings, learning how to have sovereignty over yourself and walk in that energy and know your power. So that right there, I have that course. It will be available. It will be going live tomorrow. It's on pre-sale now. This is the cheapest it will ever be. I'm not sure when I'll change the price, but I'll probably leave it at the price it is for a few weeks, and then I'll see how that goes. But yes, everything you need to know to be able to have sovereignty over yourself, set those boundaries, hold your power, and hold your frequency. So yes, I've been working on that day and night.
I had no idea that's what you were doing, and that's what we talked about today, being strong enough to, and that's the vlog I did. I had no idea. Don't you love how you parse words? Talk about resonating with one another. You and I always resonate with one another. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Thank you. But this is what spirit does when we see stuff. We're picking up on the same frequency, vibrational band, and we're bringing
always.
it out.
Yeah, because we are, our frequencies are so matched. Yeah, because we attract one another's energy because well, one, we're meant to, and so it always works so well together. Yeah, so we have the Twin Flame compilation book. We're still looking for more and more authors all the time. And of course, Gabrielle and I will work with you with that. And you get so much more than being in a book that is going to go best-selling, I'm just sure. Can't promise that, but I'm sure of it.
Yes.
We'll, of course, are going to help you be sure that the book, you have the author's experience, the energetic experience as an author that you want. Do you want to just be an author, and be known in your hometown as being an author and have a great experience there? Or do you want to be a public speaker with it? Or do you want to do courses like Gabrielle does? What do you want to do with it? We want to know that when you write it. Do you want to, and do you know how to do a meditation or have some sort of tool with it? Gabrielle and I will help you develop that to have with the story that you write. If you're not a writer, that's okay. We can hook you up with someone to help you get it out there. It's going to be told very well. We'll make sure of that. And so, and we will have ways to promote, and we will help you figure that out. So, and plus you get, there we go. Now. And we will also have, of course, the coaching that we do. I mean, we're going to work with you there as well. So you get so much from being a part of this. And so we are really excited about that. And of course, ACASA, the nonprofit, it will be up and running soon. And ACASA, the publishing company, has been formed. And so I'm very excited that those things are now coming into play. And so that is very exciting. And
too, because I now have a publishing company.
Yes, you do. You are with a publishing company. This is true, and you have a poetry book that will be out, and so I'm very excited about that. And the second Twin Flame book that will be out, the first one is the story that was told all in February, and then the second Twin Flame book that will be out, of course, is your story and all the teaching and tools that would go along with it. So, I mean, we've got the publishing company has already got stuff backed up to do, and a few other people too wanting to do things. So it's already got stuff to do, and so lots going on for us. And so it's just the world is a beautiful place, and what we need is within us, and love can build a bridge. And the bridge is being in our vibrational frequency, which is what Gabrielle's program teaches you how to get in and stay in, and then put that frequency out. And when we do that, whether it's dealing with Twin Flame, whatever it's dealing with, that will come to us. And it's all really about just mutually respecting everyone's right to be who they are and where they're at with it, and not to try to push anyone to be anything they're not ready to be or may never be. You just be you. And the one and only you, and that's always going to be good enough.
Well said.
because we're always enough. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
what if every morning on this grand rising we got up and we all looked in the mirror, which Gabrielle absolutely teaches, and we told ourselves, "You're enough."
Yeah.
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 What if we all did that? Just imagine. You're not in competition with anyone else. You're enough.
No, you're enough. You're
Yeah.
enough just the way you are. Yeah. You're enough. Yeah. That's self love.
Self love. Absolutely. You're enough. You're enough. Okay, girl. So next week I will be in Illinois, so I will be on my phone for this
Yeah.
probably because I don't think I'm unhooking all of this to take it out. So I'm
I'm
gonna
like,
be on my phone. So yeah,
like
yeah. So that'll be interesting. Although maybe I won't be at Annette's this early. She won't be up.
yeah.
So all right. Well, take us out, Gabrielle.
Okay, you guys have a wonderful day. Peace and love, best with the flame of my spirit, guys. And hold your vibration and know your power and stand in it. You have this. I have faith in you. And if you need help, that is what we're here for.